I feel like it's cool to have like one weird kind of like passion and hobby that you just like, I don't know.
I just don't know how, and I wish I knew the mechanics of the brain of how the joy works there. Like, how does
That's what I want to know.
How does just seeing?
Well, it's
how
like-
does seeing this train leave the station every time just make you happy?
Well, yeah,
I want to know.
But those same guys are probably looking at us, you know, shitting ourselves to the Chainsaw Man trailer and being like, "What's there to get excited?"
Yeah, or
about?
maybe they think like going out drinking. That's so weird. Why
Yeah,
the
what
fuck
the
would we do
fuck?
that?
Yeah.
I understand that.
Did you never go through a train phase when
Fuck
you
no.
were like a kid?
Yeah, I did.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Everyone
Why the fuck-
loves trains as
Yeah.
a kid. Are you kidding me?
I had like
I love trains.
I had like a PC game that my uncle bought me, and it
You
came with
you
like
had Pokemon, right? You guys had Pokemon.
yeah.
How the fuck could trains compete
This is
with
No,
Pokemon?
this is before
This
I
is
started playing Pokemon.
pre-Pokemon.
Yeah.
This is before, like, I had just gotten like like image permanence or like whatever it's
I
called.
was like
you
2
know?
or 3.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you remember anything from that? No way you remember 2 or 3 year old memories.
I remember my dad or mom
I
had
remember
this like
shit before I was, like,
PC
8.
game,
Yeah.
and it was like a train, like Shinkansen simulator game.
Yeah.
that came with like a periphery of like the controls for
that's super
the
jacked.
Yeah.
train. And I remember playing that as like a 2 or 3 year old, being like, "I'm gonna be a train conductor." when I
Some
grow
of
up."
my earliest memories are trains. I don't know why. I don't know why, but like had like
man's greatest invention.
okay. Here, actually, yeah. What are some of like your earliest memories that you can remember? What's like the first memory
I'll
you ever formed that
mention-
you can remember?
I have this memory. My mum loves to bring it up to people.
Okay.
I think we were playing one time. Me and my brother were playing with like a wooden train set, very like old style thing. And I don't know what happened, but there was this like there was a.
So
a tunnel.
you were into trains. You played trains.
I was playing with trains. What do you mean, bro? You were just given trains to play. I was not into them. I was not like mother.
But
give
you
me-
remember it.
You remember it,
You
though.
remember it.
only because
bro.
my mum kept bringing this up for the rest of my life. There was, they had like a wooden tunnel that would go over the train track, and obviously as a kid you're like, "Sugoi, the train disappeared."
Yeah.
and then it came back out. Whoa!
It's like an isekai.
And I think my older brother had knocked my train over.
Yeah.
And so my response was to just grab this wooden tunnel and just slam him in the head with it. And my mum just thought, "Oh my God, what is wrong with this kid? He's so violent." So that was how I got into Doom.
So that's when I didn't. That's when I went past my train phase.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I skipped the train phase, went to
Yeah.
my violent.
Yeah,
phase.
and then also another core memory I have from my young days. I think I was very, very young. I think
Yeah.
I've told this story on Trash Taste. I might have. We have one of those punching bags. Have I told the story? I think I have, right? It's a punching bag filled with like water or sand at the bottom.
Oh yes, and it came back and smacked you in the face.
No,
or something?
no, close. I was punching it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I was punching it and I was like, yeah, punching it goes back up, yeah. And I'm laughing and my mum screams. It turned out my thumb had bent all the way backwards from me punching it. I think I told this story,
I
right?
think you told the story.
And I just had this core memory of me looking at my hand and going like, "Ah!" like a Home Alone fucking skit. And I can't remember how it got back.
What's your earliest memory?
Well, I think I've already said my earliest memory on Trash Taste, which is getting stung in the eye by a bee.
Oh yeah,
That was a core memory, and I'll never forget the pain of that. But
that's just trauma. Bro.
yeah, that's just trauma. But aside from that, like some core memories, that are like the earliest memory are literally to do with trains. It was such a simple joy because there would be a train crossing. Yeah, it is very interesting, isn't it?
Go ahead, tell your story about the crossing.
Yeah, there would be like a train crossing on the drive home from like my restaurant to like my house. And I think my dad would purposely like, I think before I had like real image permanence, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure my dad would like drive around in circles because it just like because I just have this core memory of like being at the crossing and for some reason I was always at the front of the crossing and my dad's like, "Ooh, train coming, train," and then it's almost like my neurons were just forming because every time I saw a train, I would go, "Train, train." See it disappear and then just be like, I can't remember what happened afterwards. Like the train, like all my core memory is just seeing a train appear, seeing it disappear. Then I don't remember what came next, you know? But
that's usually how it is.
I remember this happening so many fucking times when I was a kid. So it's almost like just like seeing a train as a kid just fired up neurons in my brains. You know, this is how I gained image
I like
permanence.
to hope there's like a part of Gant's mind being in his 30s now, just every time he sees a train just in his head, he's just like, train.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe some people just never grew out of that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
That's
that
what
just,
train otakus are.
Yeah,
bro.
that's it. That's
They
it,
are,
right?
They are that kid where at the age of 3 they're going train.
Yeah.
At the age of 30 they're going train.
It's like that monkey with like the neuron activation like sign.
Yeah.
That's what happens when they see train. Just
Yeah.
like neurons activating.
You
Totally.
gotta have that thing. Everyone's
Yeah.
gotta have a thing.
What you mean?
What do you mean?
You gotta have a thing.
A thing?
You gotta, everyone's gotta have a thing. Like a thing they like.
Yeah, of course they do.
Of course,
gotta
it's
have
called
a
a
thing.
hobby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people's trains.
Yeah.
You know, simple as that. right?
Another cool memory I have. I remember the first time I saw a rainbow. Actually, that's I don't know why that was a
Double rainbow.
double rainbow
all the way.
I remember the exact point I saw my first rainbow, and that was I think happened right after I saw a train.
It was a train with the rainbow on top. It was magical.
All my earliest core memories revolve
3-year-old
around trains.
My 3-year-old picture perfect moment.
yeah,
I think things set on trains are inherently cool.
I think so.
Something cool about being on a train.
There is.
Yeah, something I don't know. As a kid, there's something just fascinating about trains and like fucking ambulances and fire
I know for a
engines.
fact, at least for me, because like where I grew up, we had no fucking trains whatsoever.
Yeah.
Our closest train station was like a 30 to 35 minute drive away, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just the concept of trains to me, just in my local area, was just unheard of.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, as a kid, I got so into trains because
Yeah.
there was that disparity between being in Australia, not ever going on a single fucking train, to going to Japan where every day you were on a train.
Yeah.
So like having a childhood like that for me just made me be like, yeah, trains are sick, bro.
Sugoi.
Exit on the right side will open? Hell yeah, say it again.
Yeah.
Please.
Did you ever like fire engines, fire trucks as a kid?
Just the engine.
Just the engines?
What the fuck is this episode going to
I don't
like,
know.
It's like diapers?
I'm shouting them all the time.
I'm just okay.
Love it. I'm like, mother, bring me another.
Hear me out. Helicopters.
Like, mother, I shattered one, bring me another.
Actually, though, I don't know. I'm just trying. I guess I'm trying to psychoanalyze myself. Be like, why the fuck did so many kids I know, including me, just like fire trucks?
If you like
know?
fire trucks,
Yeah.
90% probably you're bi.
So my experience with a fire truck was when we were, I think, like first or second grade. We had
Yeah.
like a school excursion where
Yeah.
we went to like a fire department
Yeah.
to learn about like fire safety and shit like that. I'm pretty sure most schools go through this shit. But that was the first time like I had seen a fire truck, and they were like, you can hold the hose if you want. And I was just like, I can.
So it's like, I already got hose.
Yeah, I don't know. As a kid,
Ivories.
yeah, I don't know. As a kid, a fucking vehicle where that spouts out water, fights
Yeah.
fire, and makes a wee woo wee woo wee woo sound.
Yeah.
Is there anything fucking cooler? Maybe helicopter. I will say, hey, yeah,
Helicopter.
Helicopter.
helicopter. Okay,
I
that's-
remember my sister when she was like 4 years old for a school presentation. She was like,
Yeah.
what do you want to be when you grow up? And she's like, I want to be a fire truck.
not a firefighter.
No, because it was in Japanese, and like firefighter is shoboshi, and fire truck is shobosha. So she accidentally said, I want to be a fire truck. And we all thought like, you fucking idiot.
Maybe you just want to be Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to be that. Whatever that is.
Sir, the Allspark. Have you noticed that in Japan, people like the fire trucks and ambulances are way too polite?
Wait, how so?
Like
Because they're like over the intercom, they
they're
signal
like,
you.
"Sumimasen, can you?"
And they're like, torimasu,
And like,
torimasu.
yeah, like they're really
Yeah.
slow about it. In America, I feel like they're like balls to the wall, get the fuck out
They're
of
like,
it.
if you get hit,
yeah.
it's your fault.
Except in the UK, I feel like people are way too slow to get out of the way here for them.
Yeah,
Everyone's very cautious.
I
and
would say so.
I guess that's everything, and we don't want many.
Well, because I see sometimes how slow some of these like ambulances and fire trucks are, like, you know, cutting through red lights and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
is there really an emergency happening, or did you just want to like get home quickly? Like,
I think it's an emergency, Joey.
I can't, because sometimes they're going slower than regular cars on a green light. So I'm like,
Yeah.
are you like in a hurry at all, or like is this building just like gone at this point now, and you just like come into the after cleanup? Like, what's going on? Like, I feel like you should be in a little bit more of a hurry, especially ambulances. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Some of
Yeah, they
those
feel so slow.
They're so
Yeah.
slow.
Would not want to be in the middle of nowhere. waiting for an ambulance.
I mean, I feel bad when I lived in Thailand and it was like gridlocked
my
traffic,
God.
and then I'd hear the ambulance, and I'd be like, rest in peace.
They are long dead.
Like I'm sitting here in traffic, and like people are trying their best to make way for this ambulance,
Yeah.
but there is. I mean, there are already like 4 lanes in this road, and there are 5 lanes of cars in this road. There is no space for the cars to move.
I think it'd just be quicker for the paramedics to run over, you know? Just like, out of the way!
Honestly, it would definitely be quicker. So cars are moving out the way, but it is still snail's pace.
Yeah.
I've seen fire trucks try to get through traffic in Bangkok as well, and I'm
How?
like, that is ashes.
They need to put like
Yeah.
bulldozers on the front of them.
Just like slanted ramps. Just
Yeah, just like you're moving. You don't have a choice.
I feel like they'd have a better chance just hiring an army of like motorcycles with like buckets of water than one fire engine to drive through like Bangkok traffic, man.
just deploy the helicopter, man.
If your car got bulldozed out of the way, everyone would move.
I mean,
Suddenly,
they wouldn't have a choice.
They'd start Tetrising cars in the street. They'd be like, guys, park in here. Oh, the L-shaped car? No, we're not going to fit.
Getting out of there.